Santa enlists the help of the Joplin Parks and Rec Department to collect Christmas wish lists. Plus, there's a new mural in King Jack Park. And Small Brewery Sunday comes to a Pittsburgh business.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
COVID-19 continues to spread like wildfire across the U.S. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Kate Kelly. As many people travel home after the Thanksgiving holiday, health officials worry the situation will grow worse before it begins to improve. CBS News correspondent Nancy Chen reports from New York.
With daily death tolls rising rapidly, November brought about 1 million new coronavirus cases each week.
We're entering into what's really a precarious situation because we're in the middle of a steep slope.
White House Task Force Coordinator Dr. Deborah Birx says there's also concern recent improvements in the northern plains states will be reversed.
We're entering this post-Thanksgiving surge with 3, 4, and 10 times as much disease across the country. And so that's what worries us the most.
Michigan ranked third in the number of COVID-19 deaths last week, with Detroit hospitals nearing 90% capacity. In Los Angeles County, new stay-at-home restrictions urging people to gather only with members of the same household go into effect Monday. Northern California's Santa Clara County is imposing new measures affecting everyone from the NFL's San Francisco 49ers to local small businesses.
Just trying to make ends meet, and just lowering the amount of people that we can have in here is just kind of seems like it's taken away from how much we can make.
With these new restrictions, we're praying and hoping we don't have to close the doors.
New York City plans to begin reopening public schools for in-person learning next Monday, after shutting them all just over a week ago amid rising infection rates. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
At current rates, roughly 114 Americans test positive for COVID-19 every minute. 65 Americans die from it every hour. The Negro League's Baseball Museum in Kansas City announced today it will be closed for the next 10 days due to positive coronavirus tests. 2 staff members have tested positive. Guests will be welcomed back on Tuesday, December 8th. Nick Kelly joins us now with our first look at weather on this chilly day.
Not only that, Kate, we did have that storm system as advertised bring us at least a little bit of rain for some today, but mainly it did keep us chilly indeed. A low of 40 this morning. The best we could do was rebound near 50, about 1/100 of an inch at Joplin Regional. That's all we could get from the storm system. But if you didn't like the cloud cover today, that storm system's on the way out, and we're seeing mostly cloudy skies take shape once again. Not only that, the wind behind this storm system, it's been up there ever since we started clearing things out. Northwest breeze at 15 to 25 at times throughout the night, and even gusts near 30. That means temperatures will drop back into the mid-20s to start your Monday morning out. That northwest window can make you feel like we're in the teens before we start a warming trend. Mostly sunny skies, but as long as that northwest wind's still in play, we'll go into the lower 40s. At least we're quiet for Monday and Tuesday, Kate. Then our next storm system on the way. We'll have quite a bit to talk about with that. We'll get to it here in a bit.
All right, thanks, Nick. With Christmas fast approaching, the North Pole is gearing up for an influx of mail as children write their letters to Santa, and the Joplin Parks and Rec Department is making it easy for you to ensure your children's wishes are read. KOAM's Caitlin Shive tells us more. He's making a list and checking it twice, and although Santa may not be coming to town just yet, you still have time to write him a letter for Christmas.
He wants to partner with us, and it's just an easy thing that we can do to help get letters to him a little bit faster.
The Joplin Parks and Recreation's Letters to Santa campaign is underway, giving kids the opportunity to have their wishes sent off to the North Pole via mail.
We'll need to put Santa's address, which is 9 Reindeer Road, North Pole. And then they'll just need to get it in our mailbox, either here or at Academy. And then in the letter, so they'll need the address, and they'll need their wish list, their name, and their return address.
The campaign happens every year as a special way to give Santa some extra help during the holidays.
We've been doing it for a really long time, but we love partnering with Santa.
6-year-old Nakaya Thomas is excited to write her letter to Santa this year with hopes of getting a crystal flyer for Christmas.
It's like this fairy, and it can be pink or purple, and you put up your hand, and then it starts flying, but if you put it down low, it starts flying low.
She's got a growing list of gifts she'd like from Santa.
A phone, a new tablet.
A new tablet, and what else? a swimming pool. Didn't you say that?
As the saying goes, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, and here's why. Every kid who writes a letter to Santa and drops it off for the Parks and Rec department to send to the North Pole will get a letter from Santa in return.
The last day is December 7th to turn in letters so that Santa has enough time to get them and get them mailed back. But sometimes it's after Christmas before he can write back because he's just so busy.
In Joplin, Caitlin Shive, KOAM News.
You can find the full information for Joplin's Letters to Santa campaign in this article on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. There's something new to check out in Webb City's King Jack Park that will give you a local history lesson. Near the iconic Praying Hands Monument, visitors can now find a tile mural that tells the story of how local artist Jack Dawson created the famous statue. Dawson explained that he didn't see the mural until it was completed, and viewing it took him back to the 70s when he first made the Praying Hands statue. He also says the mural reminds him of all the assistance he got from 4 staters who helped make the statue a reality. Over in Pittsburgh, Jolly Fox Brewery decided to take advantage of game day with Small Brewery Sunday. The idea is to encourage patrons to drink local while they're out shopping for the holidays. Jolly Fox offered specials on their menu and merchandise for the occasion. The deals kept foot traffic moving at a steady pace throughout the day.
Actually, this weekend business did pick up quite a little bit. We had different deals going on for merchandise, like buying cups, different mugs and stuff like that, t-shirts and hoodies. So we did sell probably a little bit more merchandise this week than we normally do.
Of course, Jolly Fox also hosted a viewing party for the Chiefs game. That's news and weather in our first 7 minutes. Just ahead, Wilton Gregory makes history as the first black cardinal. And protesters come together in Argentina to fight an abortion bill. Wilton Gregory wasn't raised Catholic, but today Gregory, the Archbishop of Washington, made church history, becoming the first black American to earn the rank of cardinal. CBS's Chris Livesay is at the Vatican.
Wilton Daniele Gregory.
That's Latin for Wilton Daniel Gregory. Add a ring and a red hat, and you're looking at history. Due to the coronavirus, there were more masks than fanfare, but that didn't take away from the ceremony's profound significance, especially for African Americans.
How important is it for them to see you now become a cardinal?
The first individual achieves a certain public recognition, the entire family celebrates. And I think that's what's going on with the African American community right now.
His ministry has been marked by welcoming diversity, including the LGBTQ+ community, and by crisis management, last year becoming Archbishop of Washington, D.C., the same year one of his predecessors, Theodore McCarrick, was defrocked for sex abuse.
And let's be honest, Chris, it reveals some awful events and huge mistakes on the part of church leadership.
But if you've heard of Gregory recently, it might have been in June as Black Lives Matter protesters marched through the Capitol and were violently pushed away so President Trump, Bible in hand, could pose in front of St. John's Episcopal Church. The next day, when the president visited the St. John Paul II National Shrine, Gregory called it reprehensible and baffling.
Hundreds of activists participated in an anti-abortion rally on Saturday outside Argentine Congress to protest against the abortion bill presented by President Alberto Fernandez earlier this month. Carrying anti-abortion banners and holding effigies depicting a human fetus, protesters demanded legislators to reject the bill and claimed that what the president is proposing is genocide. The bill specifies that pregnancy can be terminated voluntarily until week 14, but the period could be extended in cases of rape or health risks as provided under the current legislation. A car bombing in Afghanistan's central province of Ghazni killed at least 30 Afghan security force members today. 24 were injured. Officials said casualties could increase given the intensity and location of the blast. That blast targeted a compound of the Public Protection Force and damaged surrounding civilian residences. No one has claimed responsibility for the attack. Up next, Nick Kelly returns with a full look at your forecast, and a little later, Biden suffers a foot injury. We'll have details.
Quite a bit to get to, so let's just dive right in. First, the time-lapse from Indigo Sky just outside of Seneca, Missouri showed cloudy skies for many of us to start the day. It was thankfully, though, nice to see some of the sun before we hit sunset this evening. All the cloud cover and even the radar return showing some light showers in parts of the air today due to a wave passing just to our south. That's continuing to move on, and in its wake, it didn't do much for us. Maybe a couple tenths of an inch of rain, mainly in our southern counties, but I am watching a stronger system on the way that'll be here within the next few days. In the meantime, our northwest wind behind the system has kicked in earlier this afternoon at 10 to 20 miles per hour, and those winds are still up there. That means with clearing skies and this northwest wind, we've seen a cool start to the evening already, and it's going to turn cold fast if it hasn't turned cold already. You can see we went from highs today right around 50 degrees, staying in the upper 40s to near 50 during the afternoon. Then the last check of temperatures we had everybody cold, with most of us in the lower to middle 30s. When you factor in the wind, it feels like we're in the mid-20s, and this is a trend that will continue as we head into Monday morning. I'm expecting overnight lows to drop off to about 26. That breeze, though, will make it feel like the teens in the morning. And despite that northwest wind in place for tomorrow, I think we can get back into the lower 40s for a cool but mostly sunny week as we head back to work and school. All right, back to the maps we go. Wide view across the eastern third of the lower 48 shows our storm system well to the east of us now, behind the front. High pressure sneaking in that keeps the northwest wind in place for tonight. And while upstairs, the view there shows the upper level wave that passed on by today, continuing on. Our next system, still out in the Pacific, in the Gulf of Alaska, that is going to race in here as soon as we hit the middle of the week. Before it can, we're looking okay for tonight, mostly clear. But again, if you're going to be out and about, bundle up, because the northwest wind at 10 to 20 and gusts near 30 makes those mid-20s feel like we're in the teens to start the morning out. Then we'll see afternoon temperatures rebound throughout the afternoon. 26 in the morning, 39 by noon, afternoon highs. Let's go for 42 degrees. That's what the thermometer will say, but keep in mind that northwest wind, even though it lightens up a little bit during the day, it's going to feel like the teens in the morning, lower to middle teens, to about near 30 by lunchtime, and still feels like the mid to upper 30s during our Monday afternoon. So any errands running out and about, be sure you do bundle up. It's going to be kind of a cold start, if not cool start, to the work week and school week ahead of us. Okay, we're partly sunny for Tuesday, highs back in the lower 50s. Then here comes that next upper wave coming in from the west. Looks so this will have some more moisture to work with, so we'll definitely count on some rain chances Wednesday. And temperatures definitely do support a rain-snow mix as we head into Thursday and before this clears out on Friday. The big takeaway with this system, we're confident in the system working in with the rain and snow chances by midweek. Who gets what and how much is still determined, so we still need to sort that out. But behind it, we are looking at a dry and cool weekend, which we can see on the 7-day forecast. 42 in the morning, make that for the afternoon on Monday. 51, partly sunny Tuesday. Then we'll watch for the rain and rain-snow mix for Wednesday and Thursday. Then this system's out of here by Friday morning, Kate, and we'll just stay mainly cool for the weekend.
All right, man, Burr, I'd get cold just thinking about it.
Yeah, especially those morning lows in the 20s. That's going to sting a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Thanks, Nick. Don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Coming up in sports, the Lamar Tigers are back in the Class II championship. We'll hear about how they got there. And the Kansas City Chiefs survive a scare on the road against Tampa Bay. Andy Ciateco has those highlights and more next. Tonight, the state of Wisconsin has completed a recount requested by the Trump campaign, and it confirms Joe Biden won the state. But President Trump, who spent the weekend at Camp David, is still falsely claiming the election was rigged. CBS's Ben Tracy is at the White House.
President Trump back at the White House tonight and still making baseless claims of election fraud, signaling he may never concede.
In other words, my mind will not change in 6 months. There was tremendous cheating here.
There is no evidence of widespread fraud, and the president's legal team has racked up a string of defeats. In an interview this morning, President Trump questioned why the Department of Justice is not helping him and seemed not to understand why the Supreme Court may not take his case.
We should be heard by the Supreme Court. Something has to be able to get up there. I wanted to file one suit. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. And they say, sir, you don't have standing. I say, I don't have standing. You mean as President of the United States, I don't have standing. What kind of a court system is this?
On Saturday, Pennsylvania's Supreme Court threw out another lawsuit filed by Republican Congressman Mike Kelly, trying to halt certification of President-elect Joe Biden's win. Republican lawmakers are finding it harder to defend the president's claims of fraud. Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson.
The transition is what is important. The words of President Trump are not quite as significant.
President Trump is also claiming that foreign leaders are calling him and telling him this is the most messed up election they've ever seen. But the White House has not released a single readout of a call with a foreign leader since the election. And almost every U.S. ally has called Joe Biden to congratulate him. Ben Tracy, CBS News, the White House.
President-elect Joe Biden twisted his ankle while playing with one of his dogs and will be examined by a doctor out of an abundance of caution, according to his office. Biden suffered the injury on Saturday. His doctor said he suffered a hairline fracture and will likely require a walking boot for several weeks. We take this time now to honor another four-state hero. Salvador Marquez served in the Army with the 56th Signal Corps. He earned a Good Conduct Medal. His hometown, Humboldt, Kansas. We thank you, Salvador Marquez, our four-state hero.
Kansas City is looking good through the first 11 weeks. The Chiefs are 9-1 on the year and second in the AFC behind Pittsburgh. The Chiefs are aiming for a sixth straight win this afternoon against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Midway through the first, Chiefs up 3. Patrick Mahomes hooks up with Tyreek Hill. Stays on his feet for the 75-yard touchdown. Kansas City on top by 10. Next, Chiefs possession. Mahomes hits Hill in stride. He's going to make a guy miss and then score 45 yards out. Tyreek Hill had 203 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter alone, 17-0 Kansas City. Third quarter, Chiefs leading by 10. Mahomes throws down the sideline to Hill for a 20-yard score, his third touchdown of the game. Gets close in the fourth quarter. Tampa Bay down 10. Tom Brady finds Mike Evans in the end zone. Buccaneers get within 3. And under 2 minutes to play on 3rd and 7, Mahomes rolls out and finds guess who? Yes, Tyreek Hill for the first down to ice the game for Kansas City. Mahomes had 462 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. The Chiefs hold on to win 27-24.
It's a lot of trust Coach puts in me to make the right decision. You can see that I'm trying to get the ball in my hands quickly, get it to the guys, and let them make plays in space. And another thing, I mean, they have a really good defense, especially against the run, and so they're getting a lot of penetration up front. And I'm trying to get to our playmakers in space and let guys make plays.
The Lamar Tigers are back in the Class 2 state championship for the first time since 2017. Lamar dominated Jefferson 42-7 on Saturday in the semifinal contest. The Tigers took control early, scoring 14 points within the first 4 minutes of play and never looked back. Lamar's offense totaled 412 yards, netting 354 on the ground. The Tigers are just 1 win away from winning a state title under first-year head coach Jared Beshore, and he credits the O-line for getting them here.
Our offensive line is incredible. From where we started back in June to where we are now, those kids have gotten stronger, they've gotten more knowledgeable, and then they're just as tight as brothers up there. So they're always making checks. They're the guys that make us go. And I told them that back in June, that if we're going to win championships, it was going to be because of them. So they have to take the lead.
Webb City's drive for its 16th state title in program history came to an end Saturday. The Cardinals fell short in the Class 5 semifinals, losing to Platte County 24-21 in a rematch of last year's Class 4 championship. The Cards ended the season 11-2. Webb City notched 330 yards of total offense. However, the Cardinals started the game off with 2 lost fumbles on their first 2 drives, while the Pirates jumped out to a 14-0 lead.
There was a little panic early, especially we weren't moving the ball very well early on, and so there was some panic. And then we get one score, and then we get another one, and getting her tied back up there. And I just feel like we could never get the advantage.
Cassville's bid to a second straight Class 3 championship appearance ended in a wild semifinal game on Saturday. The Wildcats trailed by 17 heading into the fourth quarter against Maryville. Cassville scored 28 points in the final 12 minutes, but the Spoof Hounds' Connor Drake hooked up with Caden Stokline in the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown with 11 seconds left in the game. The Wildcats lost by the final 30-28, ending the season with a 10-3 record.
We're going to walk away. That's a very good football team over there from Maryville that battled us tooth and nail, and I tip my hat to Coach Webb. What a great program and facility and community they have up here. But we're going to walk out of here with our head held high that we competed our tail ends off.
That's a look at sports. Back with more news after this.
Saturday brought the second annual Capital City Christmas in Bismarck, North Dakota. It began with a breakfast with Santa and wrapped up in the evening with the lighting of a Christmas tree in the park. A small choir filled the air, and it looks like everybody there is really ready for some Christmas cheer. Nick, I think maybe I am too.
I know, I certainly am as well, and hopefully Mother Nature cooperates in giving us a little bit of maybe a taste of Christmas by midweek. With the system on Wednesday and Thursday, we'll continue to watch and see how those rain and potential snow chances play out. Before it gets here, we're quiet for the next few days, 42 tomorrow, 51 Tuesday.
All right, thanks so much, Nick, and thanks for watching. Stay safe, have a good night, and a great Monday.